My brothers and sisters, for us, this is the most important talk that we can give you, is a talk about the power, the gift our Lord Jesus gives us in the Eucharist. Yesterday we shared with those of you who were here that we were sharing about the vision of Don Bosco in May of 1862, where he saw these two great pillars, the Eucharist on one side, Mother Mary on the other, and the ship of the church trying to anchor in between those two great strengths. Yesterday we shared with you about the role of Mother Mary, the power that we're given through Mother Mary in the church. Today we want to share with you that great strength that the Lord has given us, the Eucharist, through his miracles of the Eucharist.
And whenever you have anything to do with the Eucharist, whether you are a priest who brings us everlasting life, and that's the Eucharist, or whether you are bringing the truth of the Eucharist through the miracles of the Eucharist, there will always be pain. How many of you have seen that documentary of ours on the miracles of the Eucharist? Well, that documentary has gone around the world, and it's in every country and every language. But when we were filming that, what you see, and I want you to look at it again, you will see tears, you will see hearts that are breaking, because it was very painful making that documentary.
We did 40 hours to do 30 minutes. And it was 40 hours of hell. We finally had so much problems trying to make this documentary that we turned the entire thing over to our Lord Jesus. Most of it was taking place in the editing, because although the organization was a completely Catholic organization that was sponsoring it, the head was a Dutch Reformed minister, and the other man who was in charge of it was a convert to the faith that didn't know very much about the Eucharist. So we were kind of pulling our hairs out, trying to get it done. And I do want to share with you one miracle that the Lord gave us in the Miracles of the Eucharist documentary. We gave up on it. It was all done overseas in Europe. The production company was in Holland. We came back to the United States. We said, Lord, it's up to you. If you want this to happen, you're going to have to do it.
I just have to share that the reason we had so much concern is that the custodians of the shrines had trusted us. And they told us that. They said, we don't know these people, although it's a very famous foundation. They didn't know them. And they said, you know, we have to be careful because there is so much desecration of the Eucharist going on. Altar boys stealing the Eucharist and selling them and giving them to these cults. They're having satanic black masses using the Eucharist.
They were taking old 1940s movies of priests hearing confessions and integrating them with pornographic films. These is the type of thing that was going on. And so these custodians had reason to be concerned about these subjects. This is it's very touchy what you do with it. You just can't let anybody do anything.
This is Jesus.
So
the Eucharist is Jesus.
So we went back to the United States, back to California. This is it. We're going to let the Lord take over. And when we went across again in July of that year, the producer said to us, I have a rough cut I'd like you to see on your way back to Holland. When you come to Holland, come and we'll meet and we'll do this rough cut. So when we got from Portugal to Amsterdam, we got off the plane with it.